Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So what are we going to do is to make the statement of the problem in a quantitative research. But let me ask you some questions. Why do we need to make the statement of the problem? Why do we need to make questions? Why do we need to ask? What are the ways to solve the problem? Why do we need people in order to solve the problem? Okay, so here are the questions that I'm here to ponder. Okay, but before that, let me tell you the parts of the statement of the problem. So these are basically two. Okay, the general statement and the specific questions. When we say general statement, it is the main purpose of the study, or shall I say, the main problem of the study. So it shall be written in a paragraph form, so it doesn't have to be many sentences. When we say specific questions, each of the questions should end with a question mark. Or, shall I say, each of the questions shall be interrogative. So the specific questions are the supporting details of the main problem of the study. Okay, so in order to write the quantitative research questions, okay, so according to Johnson and Christensen, okay, so we need to start how much, how frequent, what percentage, what is or are, or what time when we are going to make the descriptive questions. Okay, so here is the usual format. Descriptive question, then do or does participants variable stated in verb form at research site. So here is my example. So how frequent do college students smoke outside the school premises? So what is the descriptive question? So how frequent? Okay, so who are the participants? The college students. So what is the variable stated in verb form? Smoking. So what is the research site? Outside the school premises. Okay, so when we are going to make relationship research questions, ideally we should start what is the relationship. So the relationship research questions can be done with two or more variables. So here's the format. What is the relationship between variable 1 and variable 2 for participants? Why? Based on the format variable 1 and 2 only. Because at least 2. Okay, so here's my example. What is the relationship between the attitudes and academic performances for the grade 8 students? So who are the participants? The grade 8 students. What are the two variables mentioned? The attitudes and academic performances. So relationship-based questions are similar to correlation-based questions. Okay, so for casual questions, which are usually asked in experimental and casual comparative research designs, so we're going to ask what is the significant difference or what are the changes between the two variables. So here are the example, or I shall state one. Okay, what is the significant difference between the graphing skills of grade 9 students in quadratic functions before and after the implementation of Graphmatica? So what are the variables there? Okay, the graphing skills before and after. So here in this type of questions, we can ask the two groups. Okay, so shall I say the difference between the two groups? It can be two similar groups, it can be two batches, it can be an experimental or a control group. It can be a before and after, as much as we are comparing. Okay, so here is my example. Okay, based on the title, the effects of distance learning on communication attitudes of grade 10 students. So as what I had said regarding the main problem, it shall be a paragraph form. It shall be a declarative form in terms of kinds of sentences. Okay, so the main problem is to assess the communication attitudes of grade 10 students. So the goal of the researcher is to assess if there are changes in their attitudes and compare those before and after the implementation of distant learning. Okay, so when we're going to make research, we should have objectives or plan. So before we execute any action, there should be a plan. Mga plan A, plan B, or plan C. Mga ganun. Okay, so here are the specific questions, or shall I say the supporting ideas. So it should end with a question mark. So that's how we're going to ask the research questions. So what are the communication attitudes of grade 10 students before the implementation of distance learning? Then what are the attitudes of grade 10 students after the implementations of distance learning? So those two examples, or shall I say those two questions, are descriptive. Why? Because it starts with what are. We need to know what the communication attitudes are. Okay, so how significant are the attitudes of grade 10 students before and after the implementation of distance learning? So this is the third question. So the question is, is casual. Why casual? Because we are knowing the significant difference between the attitudes before and after. So we are like comparing the attitudes. Okay? So here is the reference. So do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. I hope you enjoy watching this video because this is very important for you to write the statement of the problem in your research or your thesis paper. So happy learning, guys. God bless. Take care and stay safe.